here we are with Bitcoin. I did think that this Binance news, we had the Binance news on Friday about Binance not taking US customers anymore at their Malta exchange and setting up a US exchange for US customers because of US regulation. To be honest, I think that that's going to happen for all of the exchanges, and if they don't do it, they will be shut down by the US government. And whilst this is a bad thing for ICOs, for a lot of coins, because the market's worried that the US authorities will see them as securities, they've been illegally sold and illegally traded, and they won't allow them. It's pretty bad news for altcoins, and until there's more information about which altcoins are going to be allowed on the Binance exchange, those are going to be the hot ones, the newest ones. But regulation is coming. This, I think, ultimately long term is really good news for crypto in the US particularly, because it will make it much easier to get on and off, which is, let's face it, it's still expensive and hard to do. The alts were really damaged by, some really shitty scam coins. If we can eradicate those and then reduce the number of alts so that there's a scarcity issue, the ones that we will have will kind of mean even better. I just think that so much of the alt market is so far ahead of itself, in terms of what they can do and the world being ready for it. But there you go. For now, it's really bad news for pretty much all altcoins, or it has been since Friday, since the news came out. We've had 3 days of solid rally. Now, here in Bitcoin, we were thinking that this was a bit of a wave 4. You can see irregular, we were expecting a wave 4 around here. You can see irregular corrections where you have an A leg, a B leg that makes a marginal new high, and then a C leg before the market carries on. They're called irregular flat corrections, and they do happen. What will tell us if that's what we're seeing here is how we behave. But I think that this is bullish, and I think that we'll probably keep going higher from here. And I'm not going to look at the spike from this previous high. I'm going to look at the closing prices, the highest closing price, which was here. And I'm going to say that that's probably where our support is. And as you can see, I've drawn fib extensions from each one of the corrections that we've made in this. And we have a massive cluster of resistance, a little bit higher than here, around 9,500, and that's on all of the exchanges, not just Coinbase that I've drawn it on here. There's huge resistance around 9,500, and even if this is an ending wave, we're always going to be looking for 5 waves. And if we look at this is one, we've got 1, 2, 3, so we're going to see a pullback, and we're still going to see one more push higher before we carry on from here. So we're going to get bearish then if we have a daily close back below sort of 8,800, this highest close here, 8,790. As long as we stay above that and don't close back below this, we're going to stay bullish. We're going to look to buy pullbacks, and we see another leg higher in Bitcoin, and that's, I think, where we're going. Now, there is this massive resistance at 9,500. But remember, this red line here is 10,000, and Bitcoin has this really nasty habit of retesting levels and making a marginal new high. So it'll make a high and then a slightly higher high and then stop. If we look back to what we did when we made the big high up here, we made a high and then a slightly higher high before the market properly reversed. So, in almost all cases, for major levels, it's unusual to see a V top or a V bottom. What you very often see is a retest. And I would not be surprised in Bitcoin, just because of the big round number 10,000, that we bounce off this cluster of resistance around 9,500, and then we do one more spike and we might test that 10,000 level. So for now, big bullish moves at the moment. Up until now, it's been really bad pretty much across the board for all alts, and but I think that some are starting to fight back, and it's really important that looking at the fight backs that we look at the ones against Bitcoin, and make sure that they really are going to outperform Bitcoin. So Now let's just look at this. Remember, most corrections are 3 waves in Bitcoin. So we're going to look for 3 waves back that don't go below 87.80, and then another push higher for Bitcoin. And we are still, we're trend following. There's no reversal. I think all these people waiting for a 3,000 or 5,000 pullback are going to be really disappointed, because it's not happening. I don't see it. This entire pullback, we went from 9,000 to 7,500. That's 1,500. And that's the biggest kind of drop we've had since the beginning. I just don't think it's going to happen.